Hey Prepsters, welcome. So in this video, we're gonna see the important theory, formulas and tricks related to time and work, right? So, time and work question, I know you people will be solving it from class 6 or class 7, but here I'm gonna show you some important tricks which will cut short a lot of time for you people while solving the questions in the competitive exams. Alright, so the first technique which you might have seen while solving the time and work questions would be the fraction technique, which everyone is used to using, right? So what is fraction technique? What I do in that? So if I am given that A can do a piece of work in 10 days, then I just find out the work done by A in 1 day, right? That is 1 by 10. Clear? So I'll repeat. So if A can do that work in 10 days, A's 1 day's work would be 1 upon 10. Simple as that. But we can cut short our calculations and the divisions and the lot of mathematical, multiplications we do if we use the efficiency technique while solving time and work question, and this is gonna save at least 5 to 10 seconds for you in the exam. So what is efficiency technique? So similar example, if A can finish a work in 10 days, A's per day's efficiency is, so here what I do is we take the total work as 100, we divide it by 10, so his per day's efficiency becomes 10%, right? So if his per day's efficiency is 10%, if he works for 10 days, his entire work is done. So let me take one example from it to give a better clarity on this. So first example, example using fraction method. So A can finish a work in 10 days, B can finish the same work in 40 days. If A and B work together, then what is the total number of days taken? So first we'll see with the basic method which we always use. So before we start with that, let me see. So let's say A can do a work in X days. B can do the similar work in Y days. So how do I solve such questions? I find A's 1 day's work, A's 1 day's work. That is nothing but 1 by X. Similarly, B's 1 day's work will be 1 by Y. Then what I do? I find A plus B's 1 day's work. So that becomes 1 upon X plus 1 upon Y. That is nothing but xy upon X plus Y. Then to find the total number of days needed by A and B to complete the entire work, we inverse it. So we finally get the answer as xy upon X plus Y. Right? So guys, can't I see a formula derived here? So this is a standard formula which I can use to solve such questions if I'm using the fraction technique, right? So in that case, to find A and B's combined work, if we know the number of days needed by them individually to complete the work, it's nothing but xy upon X plus Y, where X is the number of days taken by A, Y is the number of days taken by B, upon X plus Y. So we know already X and Y, right? So let me clear it for you now. So the formula is xy upon X plus Y. Similarly, if we have 3 persons, let's say, so in that case the formula would be xy plus yz plus zx upon xyz, and then I'll reverse it. So it will become xyz upon xy plus yz plus zx. So this is the formula to find the number of days needed by 3 persons, let's say A, B and C, where A can finish the work individually in X days, Y can do the same in, B can do the same in Y days, and C can do the same work in Z days, right? So you can note down this formula, right? So now when we have the formula, What is x given in the question? X is 10. A need 10 days to complete the work. What is y given in the question? Y is given as 40. And I need to find the time needed, days needed by both when they work together. So I just have to use the formula here. So xy upon x plus y would be my answer. So that is nothing but 10 into 40 upon 10 plus 40, which is nothing but 400 upon 50, which is nothing but 8 days. Clear? Alright guys. So this is what we have as the fraction method to solve the questions. Here in this question the data was a little easy, right? So for me the calculation was not that tough. But in questions wherein the data is a little different, I mean you have in fractions or something, so in that case I would always suggest you guys to use the efficiency method to solve such questions. So as we have seen how to solve a question from the fraction method, we'll see how we use the efficiency method to solve the questions quickly and easily, right? So here's the same question. I'm given A can finish a work in 10 days. So A in 10 days. So what I need to find is I need to find A's 1 day's efficiency. So A's 1 day's efficiency would become so here I'm taking the total work as 100 to find the efficiency as we are finding the percentage. So I'm taking the total work as 100. So A's 1 day's efficiency would become 100 upon 10, 100 being the total work, 10 is number of days taken by him to complete the work. So his 1 day's efficiency is 10%. So that means in a day he completes 10% of the work. So in 10 days he completes 100% of the work. Similarly, B's 1 day's efficiency. So B's 1 day's efficiency would become 100 upon B takes 40 days to complete the work. So B's 1 day's efficiency is 2.5%. So from here I can find A plus B's 1 day's efficiency just by adding the efficiencies of A and B. So A plus B's 1 day's efficiency would become 10% plus 2.5%. That is nothing but 12.5%. Clear? So now I know A plus B's combined 1 day's efficiency. So this is their combined 1 day's efficiency. So to find the number of days needed by A and B to complete the entire work would be nothing but 100 the work upon 12.5. This will give me the number of days taken by A and B while working together. So 100 upon 12.5 is again 8 days. So that's what we have from fraction method and the efficiency method. So it depends on the data given in the question that you may use the fraction method as well, or you may sometimes use the efficiency method. But I would personally suggest you to use the efficiency method because it is less time taking and the chances of error will be lesser in such cases. So we'll see more questions once we start solving the questions on time and work. So now that's all we have from fraction and efficiency method. Now I'll show you one more important trick which is very useful while solving questions in time and work, and you will definitely have such questions in your exam and it will take you seconds to solve such questions. So right now just take a note of this formula given here. So it's M1 times D1 times W2 is equal to M2 times D2 times W1, where M1 denotes the number of men or women involved in the first work times the number of days involved in the first work times the work done in the second case. So that will be very clear once I solve a question for you guys. So right now just take a note of the formula. Similarly, M2 is the number of persons working in the second case, D2 is the number of days taken in the second case, and W1 is the work done in the first case. So I know it is not that clear to you people, so let's see an example to clear this out. So the question is, If 26 women completes a work in 15 days, how many more women are needed to complete half of the work in 5 days? So, most of you people will start solving it. 26 women completes a work in 15 days. So you'll find one woman completes the work in 26 into 15 days. And then you will make half of the work. You'll do calculations with the days. So there is a lot of calculation involved in such questions. Wherein the trick which I showed you is M1, D1, W2 is equals to M2, D2, W1. So let's see how it ease out such problems. So for the time being, just ignore W1 and W2 in this case. We'll see it later. First, let me clear you with the concept of M1, D1 and M2, D2. So what is M1? So this is my first scenario, right? If 26 women completes a work in 15 days. So this is my first scenario. And how many more women are needed to complete half of the work in 5 days? That is the second scenario. So in the first scenario, what is the number of men, women? It's 26. Number of days needed to complete is 15 times, let W2 be W2 at the moment. We'll see it later. Similarly, so in second case, we need to find the number of women needed. So M2 is my variable. D2 is given as 5 days because the work needs to be completed in 5 days times W1. Right? So now let me see what is W1 and W2. So the question says 12, if 26 women completes a work in 15 days, we need to find the number of women needed to complete half of the work in 5 days. So if I say my W1 is 1, then my W2 is 1 by 2. Yes, no, because W1 is twice the work as W2, because in the second case we just have to complete half of the work. So if I assume W1 is 1, my W2 would become 1 by 2. So we'll just place it in the equation here. So 26 into 15 into W2 is 1 by 2 is equal to M2, which is my variable and I need to find, times 5 times 1, right? So 26 and 2 gives me 13, 5 and 15, it gives me 3. So I get my M2 as 39. So from here I can simply find out that the number of women needed to complete half of the work in 5 days is 39. So most of you people will answer this, that the answer is 39. But I would ask you to read the question again. This is not the answer. The answer is 39 minus 26 is equal to 13. Because the question says how many more women are needed. So we already had 26, we need 39. So we have to add 13 more women, right? So it is very important in time and work question to read the question very clearly, because the question might be a little tricky and you may miss out the right answer though you have calculated everything correctly. So guys, that's all from the theory of time and work. Thank you.